Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Geeks. So till now we have studied how to parse a list using indexing, then using the for and while loops, then using the list slicing. Today we'll be seeing the list comprehension. So first of all, the definition of list comprehension is that it's a short syntax facility. What does that mean? That it provides a syntax that in which we need to write short code, not the lengthy codes. That creates a new list out of an existing list based on certain condition. That means based on certain condition, it outputs me a new list from an existing list. That means what? That whatever output I get is itself of type list. So we will understand this with the help of examples. First of all, let me remind you the range function again. Suppose if I want to print numbers from say 1 to 100, how I will do this? For x in range 1 to 101 with an increment which is taken by default as 1 by Python, I'll be writing print x. So this prints numbers from 1 to 100 for me. Similarly, if I want to do this task using list comprehension, you will see that how easy and how compact the code is. First of all, list comprehensions are written inside square braces that we also use in indexing as well as in slicing. So same way in square braces we write the list comprehension code. Then I use a loop like in range function for x in range this. I will be writing loop as for x in range 0 to 101. Then here I write print x in the next line. The difference is now I will be writing the output directly on the left side of the for loop. What will be my output? That will be print x. That's it. For this loop, store each value inside x and print the value of x. The output will come on the left side of the for loop. This is list slicing. That will be printing me values from 0 to 100. Now guys, this is a case of printing the value. However, we may exclude this print statement and execute this code with an output x only. But it will do, it will provide me a list of numbers from 0 to x. You can see the numbers are contained inside square braces from start till end. That means it is a list. This for loop using this range function is giving me output x, that is each value that the range function is supplying me, and is storing that output inside a list. This is list comprehension. Now guys, what is the use of list comprehension? Where the actual use lies, we will see this with the help of an example. Suppose I have a list L1, say apple, banana, papaya, and let's say lemon. Now if I want to access each element out of this list using for loop, what I'll be doing? For x in range length of L1, print L1x, right? Guys, if you don't know about for loop or this syntax itself, please follow my tutorial of loops in Python, list indexing and list slicing. So what it will do, it will be printing all the values inside list for me, right? Similarly, using list comprehension, I may write this code simply as for x in L1, output me x. So this will be giving me this output which is in the form of a list. And you can see one more thing, like here I am using range function which is supplying me index of each element, and then using that index value stored inside x. Using that index value, I am accessing it using L1 index, which is giving me each element one by one. But here I did not use the range function. I used directly L1. So this for loop I am using means for each value stored inside L1, store the value of each element inside L1 directly in x and then output the value of the x. So this is giving me the output as list. Now guys, let's say I have a list which consists of these numbers and I want to find whether each element is even or odd. I have to write a lengthy code in range function using for loop, which is for x in range length of L1. If L1x percentage 2 is 0, print the number is even, else the number is odd. Now I have to write a 5 or 6 line of code for this. As I told you in my if else and elif statement session, that we can combine this block of code in a single line. How? I'll be simply writing for x in range length of L1, if L1x percentage 2 is 0, if this statement is true, the output comes on the left side. So it will be giving me element by element whether the number is even or odd. Now guys, using this shortcode notation of if else statement and the shortcode available in list comprehension, let's see how do we do this using the list comprehension. I will be writing for x in L1, that is for each value contained inside list L1, supply that value one by one to x and then perform this if condition. How? Guys, if I have only an if statement to be checked, that is I only want to check whether number is even or not, I don't want an else statement, then I write the condition on the right side of the for loop, that is if x percentage 2 double equals 0. If I have else statement also along with the if statement, that is I want to check whether it is even, else it is odd, then I will be writing this if statement on the left side of the for. So here I want to check whether it is even or odd. I will be writing both if and else statements. So the if statement will come on the left side. So if this statement holds, if it gives me true, then output will be even, else output will be odd. And this will be enclosed inside a scare braces. So it will output me against each element whether the number is even or odd. And guys, you can notice one more thing. I did not write any print statement along with this. So I need not to write the print statement. I can simply write the number followed by whether it is even or odd. And guys, here I have used if statement. We know that if this hold true, the output on the left side get executed. Otherwise, the control goes to else statement and output on the right side of the else gets executed. Similarly, if I need not to use this else, that is I need only to find whether the number is even or not, I will be writing the if statement on the right side of the for loop. So that is the difference between if and if else statement in case of list comprehension, that if I need to check only an if statement, I will be writing that on the right side of the for loop, and the output will be always on the left side of the for loop in all the cases. And in case I need an else statement also, I will be writing this if and else on the left side of the for loop. In any case, the output will always be on the left side of the for loop. So if I execute this, this will only give me the numbers inside this list which are even. So from here we can find the difference between the range function, that first of all in the range function we need to access the index of each element using the range function, and then access the element using L1 scare braces index, and in using if and else condition we find whether it's even or odd. But in case of list comprehension, I directly access the element. I do not access it through its index. I directly access the element and check for the condition inside the list comprehension syntax only, and output the same in the form of a list. So guys, there is one more syntax to find the even or odd number using for loop, which is for x in L1. If x percentage 2 is 0, then print even, else print odd. So this will be also doing the same work for me. Here also I need not to use the range function. So you would be saying that using for loop I can do this task easily. Why do I need the list comprehension? Because guys, when we go to artificial intelligence or the machine learning modeling, this will not be helping us that much. However, this will be providing me very much help, because I need the output in the form of list, and we will be using the list comprehension henceforth in many of the cases. So it is of utmost important to learn its syntax, and in view of the same I will be giving one more session on list comprehension with examples only, where we will be seeing some 5 to 7 examples of list comprehension so that we get hold over it. So please try it yourself. I always post the quiz related to any session in the community tab of my channel. Please refer to the community tab and try to solve the examples as much as you can. If you find any query, please come back to me through the comment section. If you like the channel, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you remain connected to the sessions as soon as they are uploaded. Practice Python, take care of yourself, and happy learning.